Many of you will have heard that Mia and I are having a baby. We're having a kid. It's due in January. But that means I've been thinking a lot about parenthood. Actually, for the last kind of 5 or 6 years, I've been thinking a lot about parenthood. And there's something that I've noticed about parenthood. Being a parent is inviting so much into one's life. You're inviting playfulness and laughter, love, Disney movies, picture books, probably Colin Buchanan or the Wiggles, early morning soccer games, school drop-offs. Essentially, you're starting your own taxi service. But there's also one thing that I've noticed that parents are inviting into their life when they become a parent, and that is worry. When you become a parent, you're inviting worry into your life. Parents worry. Now, I won't name names about the parents who have told me about their worries about their kids, but I probably don't need to name names either because all parents worry. It seems to be a ubiquitous part of parenthood that you worry about your children. In fact, one parent once said to me that you are only as happy as your unhappiest child. Now, I don't know that that's true, but it certainly illustrates the fact that parents worry. And today's proverb, it speaks about that worry. Today we're looking at Proverbs 17:21, and this is what the proverb says. It is sad to have a foolish child. There is no joy in being the parent of a fool. Sad to have a foolish child. There is no joy in being the parent of a fool. So, if you're a parent, know that your experience of worrying about your children is not a new experience. I think this is really important to think about. It's not just modern parents who are grieved and worried by their kids. Parents have been doing this for generations and generations. And what's surprising to me is that people they keep having kids. Even though they worry about their kids, they keep having those kids. So as bad as the worry might be, and sometimes I think it can be pretty bad, it seems like the pleasure of parenthood outdoes the worry of parenthood. The question you need to ask yourself is this: what are you doing with your worry? The New Testament says a couple of really helpful things about how we can helpfully worry about our kids. In Ephesians, Paul says, he says to dads in particular, do not exacerbate your children, which means don't irritate them or frustrate them. I think the way that this plays out in parenthood often is through nagging and just hounding and being on them and just bothering them intentionally. So we should avoid frustrating our kids and exacerbating them. That's not how worry should play itself out. Instead, Paul, in his letter to the Philippians, he says about all worry, but I think this is helpful about parenthood. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. He says that in Philippians chapter 4. Do not worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. So you got to ask yourself the question. Yes, you are worrying about your children, but what are you doing with your worry? Are you turning it into exacerbation and frustration and nagging them, or are you praying for them because of it? I recently was reminded of ways that we can pray for our families. Somebody really wise and wonderful shared that they prayed for their family as they hung up the washing on the washing line. Or maybe if you're not the person who hangs up the washing in your house, maybe you can pray for your family as you wash the dishes at night, or as you prepare for dinner at night, or somehow incorporate praying for your family into your daily chores and tasks. So I've still got a lot to learn about parenthood, but I'm finding the Proverbs really helpful in that regard. If you're not yet a parent, or if you're never going to be a parent, the thing that you can think about is how you are as a child, because we're all somebody's children, and we can think about how our parents are worried about us and what we can do to help them. And if it is true that we're only as happy as our unhappiest child, then maybe we can do something to help our parents feel a little bit happier. Have a good day.